2024 is officially half over, and in this video, I'm gonna go over some of the most popular fragrance releases of the year so far, rank them from worst to best, but you're not just gonna get my opinion. No, you're gonna get also Rush's, who's from a different generation, so in this video, you're getting two takes from different generations. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite release of 2024 so far is. And without further ado, let's get to ranking. Are you ready for that?
Oh, I'm ready.
The first one I want to talk about is a new one that I've actually got in recently, and that is by Montblanc. That is Legend Blue. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray this on tester, and then I'll get your opinions on this.
Of course.
Without
same
telling
old,
you mine.
same old.
Yes.
Why wasn't I invited on camera?
Oh, we needed someone to sit in a chair in the corner to watch.
Off the top, you definitely get the alcohol.
Yeah, for sure. So you have to let this one dry down a bit.
I like it. I'm gonna say there's a maturity about it, but it's not in a bad way.
Yeah, so this is their blue fragrance, basically. Very seasonally versatile.
Depending on where you live, you can get away with this during all 4 seasons.
Exactly. Off the top, you're smelling like a spearmint kind of smell.
Yeah.
With the aromatic lavender, and then there's a huge push of Ambroxan.
I've never been huge on the Montblanc brand, but I actually quite like this. This is office friendly. You know how they're always wanting to be office friendly?
Yes, they're classy, just like their pens.
Yeah.
The pens are for the office setting, a very high class, luxurious pen. This matches that. It's not aggressive, like you're not gonna choke people out with this.
No, it's clean and classy.
Without being heavy on citrus, it's also clean and fresh. Very nice. It's kind of like Parfums de Marly, Percival, and Sedley combined into one.
Something more slightly classier about this because it's so not in your face.
Yeah, it's kind of like a minimalistic fragrance that gives you a scent profile without screaming to everyone in the room that you're wearing a fragrance. It's minimalistic, which I like. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Everyone knows this one probably. This is Boss the Scent Elixir. You know what, I'm gonna state my opinions at the end, because I was gonna...
State your opinions whenever.
I don't want it to have
It's called
influence
banter,
on you.
darling.
That's true.
Banter. No one can influence my opinions.
Yeah.
I'm opinionated.
What do you think?
I'm just happy it's not a gourmand. I like it. This is younger than my generation.
You pick up on the Maninka fruit?
Yeah.
So the Boss the Scent line is known for its Maninka fruit, but this one adds a little bit of a difference, adding in some red hot pimento in there with some sandalwood.
There's a uniqueness to it, and that I like.
This is one of my favorite releases this year, by the way.
But you're younger if you're wearing this. But I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's actually a very good fragrance.
I think this is the most masculine of the entire the scent line, or like mature kind of, because it is that red hot pimento.
That pimento is actually red hot.
It is, yeah. On the skin, it's even more fiery, but the lavender gives it this cleanliness underneath, like this soapy kind of vibe with the lavender.
There's nothing really out there that's exactly like this. If you want to be one of the people going in the room where you're pretty certain no one else is going to be smelling like you, this would be a good one to go with.
I completely agree. Performance is pretty good, as you'd expect. It's an elixir flanker. All elixir flankers mostly are extremely powerful, so this is no different from that. Okay, so next one. I went a little bit hard on this. This is YSL Y Elixir. Have you smelt this one? Oh.
I've got it.
Well, we're gonna have a refresh. I actually think it's a good smelling fragrance. Like, it does smell nice.
I prefer myself to the to the Y.
I completely agree. And I was a little hard on YSL myself as well.
If I'm at the counter, the Yves Saint Laurent counter, and I'm going to choose between myself and the Y, I'm going to go with the myself.
This is basically that Y DNA that you're getting. It's slightly aldehydic smelling with green apple. They said that there's frankincense and oud in here.
I don't get the oud.
I don't really get that at all. I like maybe a slight frankincense-y vibe. This fragrance to me smells incomplete.
Yeah,
It smells
exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what when I wear it and when I smell it, I was like, there's something missing.
Yeah, like they should have added something in there. Like, I think if there was incense or something in here to give it more of like a darker vibe, because they said this is supposed to be a more darker, refined, sophisticated take on the Y DNA.
I don't get that at all, actually.
You know? Yeah.
I'm like someone's lying to you.
It's very soapy and clean and fresh, and you could honestly wear this in summer and be okay with it. It's
but
not
there's
a dark
something
fragrance.
missing to it.
Something.
Something in there is missing.
So now we're moving on to, this is Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme.
See, and he actually pronounced Givenchy the right way. None of that Givenchy.
Yeah.
That used to irritate the hell out of me when people would do that.
I get comments, I have to learn the hard way sometimes, like when I said Moschino, I was like, Moschino? I never heard the end of it. It smells.
Oh, it's got that lipstick.
Yes, it does.
I like the lipstick.
Yes, it does. That was one of the complaints about the original flanker.
But that's what I've always liked about the Givenchy line. Even though it does smell like lipstick to me, it also smells very gentlemanly.
The one complaint that people had about the original flanker of this is that it didn't smell like it had iris in there. It's undoubtedly.
Oh, there's iris in there.
This one has undoubtedly added the iris back. But instead of the cardamom, which was in the original, this one adds an iced coffee accord. So
and it works. There's nothing screechy about it. It's very smooth.
In my only criticism about this new fragrance, it almost smelled like they weren't happy with the original, and then they're like, okay, let's go back, let's tweak it, and let's release it as the extreme. This just smells more complete than the original, but it also smells like 95% similar to the original.
When you put coffee and Irish together, it's really smooth and it really works. I like this a lot. Office safe. It's good for a night out.
I think it has a little bit of a seductive feel to it. Like
Yeah.
the coffee and Irish
Yeah.
combination. Classy.
Yes.
Super classy. And now, Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden with the squats. Like, he definitely doesn't skip leg day, that's for sure. All right. I have an opinion on this one, but I'm curious to know yours because I think you've already smelled this, Spike.
I love this. I've loved this since the first time I smelled it. It's summery. It's a freshly mown lawn.
Yes, for sure. It's a more green take on Le Beau, which is a tropical fragrance. Carries you from spring to summer perfectly.
But it's still a very sexy fragrance.
It does have a
This is a
sexiness to it,
sexy
yeah.
person cutting their lawn.
It has the sexy accord to it, yeah, for sure. It's minty, there's fig, it's coconutty, I think ginger in the backdrop as well. And it has a seawater note, like a seawater mixed with salt. So it gives it a salty, sun-kissed skin feel.
Yes. How have people reacted to you wearing it?
Very positively.
I'd
Yeah.
imagine. If I were to go out and buy you a gift, this is probably what I would pick for you because this actually smells like something you would wear. And
Yeah.
that's actually a very nice thing.
Paradise Garden, so it's basically their green take on the Le Beau entry. I think that this is gonna be good for people that like the Le Beau scent profile, but they found it was a little bit too youthfully sweet. This kind of matures it up a bit with that fig, some more woodsy note. It's a nice take. I think it was a good addition
There's
to
a
the line.
uniqueness to this one too. Great summer fragrance.
All right, now we're moving on. This one is one that I've recently fell in love with because I stole Chad from A Gentleman's Journey's bottle, who's sitting in the corner over there. This is Polo 67, and now he knows that I stole his bottle.
What's with the 67?
Yeah, so I'm just laughing at Chad in the corner, giving me a look. But yeah, so this is apparently a collaboration which is from the Yankees with Polo Ralph Lauren, and they made a fragrance together. But for the good or bad, you're about to find out. How do you smell?
No. Grapefruit.
100% see how you get that.
It's changing. It changes.
Yes,
starts
it
to
does.
change rather fast.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Fragrance should be a journey.
Are you getting a sharpness to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's aromatic, woody, and citrusy. What you might be picking up on the grapefruit is kind of a blend of citruses mixed with pineapple off the top. So it does give
I
it a
can
little
see
bit of
that.
a, yeah, so it's almost like every kind of citrus that you can possibly think of with the fruitiness of pineapple slapped into the top. The citruses do smell nicely blended in my opinion, but it does also have some aromatic components with like rosemary, sage. So there is a little bit of a sharpness in the background.
It's very casual.
Yeah, and so this is honestly, the reason this surprised me is because I think from Polo, it kind of stands out a little bit from the rest of the Polo releases. Just like kind of Gold Blend stood out a little bit by adding this like masculine, abrasive, like maturity to it. This one takes it in more of a youthful direction.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were to buy a 16 to a 17-year-old guy his first fragrance, this would actually be a decent place to start. The Polo line's always, no matter what decade the fragrances were being released in, were always aimed more toward the youthful side.
Relatively, they're a little bit more generic with the Polo releases because they're very, very mass appealing. They're not trying to push boundaries.
There's nothing wrong with it. That's how you make money.
Now this does get comparisons to YSL myself, which I personally do not see.
I don't see that because I wear it myself.
Yes, and I think it was one content creator, I'm not sure who, that said that, and now kind of everyone's just running with it.
And if there is a comparison, this would be a much lighter version.
Yeah, and this has that aromatic push and that sharpness that YSL myself doesn't have. I really like this release, and it's honestly surprised me enough to return Chad's bottle to him and be nice and buy my own.
No one's going to be offended by this. This would be perfect for a younger guy.
We're at the point in the video where you have to order these from your least favorite to your favorite release. This side will be your least favorite, and starting with this side will be your favorite.
I already know what my favorite ones are.
Canada.
Favorite to least favorite.
Okay, so your favorite is Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden.
Yes.
Followed by Mont Blanc Legend Blue, then Boss Bottled, The Scent Elixir, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme, then Ralph Lauren Polo 67, and then YSL Y Le Elixir.
I will say this, and oh, by the way, congratulations on reaching 20,000 subscribers.
Oh, thank you.
There are people out there who are extraordinarily good at picking out notes. You're one of those people.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying my
You
best.
are
Thank you.
truly gifted in that area. So, you
That
know,
means a lot. Thank you.
can always trust his opinion because he's able to really pull out notes when he's experiencing a fragrance. And that's
I
a true
appreciate that.
gift.
I appreciate that. I'm trying my absolute best to learn because when I was into the hobby of smelling and wearing fragrances before, I never had to pick out notes. It was just like spray on whatever. I like it, that's great. But now that I'm doing content, I think I should try to at least distinguish some sort of notes.
You're very good at it, and you
appreciate
put the effort in and it shows.
Thank you very much. So these are Rush's opinions on the newest releases. of
Fabulous for
2024.
summer. Fabulous for the office. just get myself and don't even think about the why.
Yes, I completely agree. So now you've heard Rush rank them from worst to best, but what about my rating? Which ones do I think are the best? Well, this is Rush's arrangement right here. So now let's reorganize it to my preferences. Let's see what changed. So far, my favorite release, Boss the Scent Elixir, followed by second place, Le Beau Paradise Garden. Third place, as much as I ragged on it, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. Fourth place, the fragrance that surprised me, Polo 67. And second to last of these ones, we got Mont Blanc's Legend Blue. In last place, this is gonna hit the garbage after this year, YSLY Le Elixir. So now you have two different generational takes on so far the most popular fragrance releases of 2024. Make sure you subscribe because that might change by the end of the year. Since that video, I've gotten already a couple new releases in since then, so if you want to stay up to date on my opinions, if this ranking has changed, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss that. And also check out this video right here where I go over my favorite fragrance releases of 2023 and rank them. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Rush, and I'll see you over there.